recording?
Yeah, it's recording. We're live on Twitch right now.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I fucking failed.
So yeah, this is the bat that I plan on using for at least a year and a half. I'm gonna try and get it through, have it get me through the high school season this year.
You playing baseball?
Yeah.
Are you on the team?
Not So funny story about that. Apparently the JV team here for the fall ball team here doesn't actually send anything out or tell anybody that hey they're having tryouts. It's just the kind of thing of if you're part of it, you know. If you're not, you're not. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's how I felt about football last year. Like,
And
we
I
didn't
was
know
like-
that they had a football team until this year because of soccer.
Exactly. I went to Little League practice the first day, and the coach was like, "Holy shit! For not playing for a couple years, you're really good." And they're like, "Why don't you try out for JV?" I'm like, "What do you mean JV?" And they're like, "Yeah, the football tryouts." I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's on Facebook." I'm like, "Nobody in my family uses Facebook."
Yeah. Can we just talk about the fact, like, I love Dominic's football team. Like, all the kids, they're super great. The coaches, awesome. However, one problem. We paid like $260 something for this boy to play football. Hold on.
For him to play on the team?
$260
For him to be in the league.
$260 for him to be in the league. Okay, sure, fine. We also had to buy him
Hey, what's
his
up,
helmet.
Simon?
We had to buy him his helmet, his
No.
pads, his practice jersey, his practice pants, all of that. We had to buy all that. On top of it, we needed to get his mouth guard, and then we also got him sleeves for his arms and gloves, right? We probably spent, what, $100 to $200 on just gear? Because his pads were like 80, his shoes were 80, his helmet was 40, his jersey and pants, his pants were like 20, his jersey was like 10. So like overall we've spent $400 on football.
But also keep in mind a lot of the gear that we got, we bought used. If we had bought it brand new,
Yeah.
like we bought his helmet brand new, we would have been his. So
No.
Blitz, I don't know if you remember, we had people in 10 different states looking for a football helmet.
Yeah.
And they were easily over. I mean, talking $150 to $250, and that was used until we got lucky and just found a guy that was like, "I'm not going to be one of these scalpers."
Yeah, my kid used it one season, and I'm trying to help people out. Yeah, we did have to drive hella far for it, but we were still able to get it.
I mean, she says hella far. We drove 35 minutes.
It was 45, but it felt significantly further because it's Texas. But like, hold on, you're getting me off my point that I'm trying to make. So the team also has shirts that have, senior or sophomore Broncos on it, and it has the year, and then on the back it has where we dropping boys, and then it has all of the boys' names, all of the kids who are on the team. It has their names on the back. And so they were like, hey, if you guys want to get shirts, we're going to put an order in. Dominic got his for free. And it was, initially we were told it was $15 a shirt. And then it was $20 a shirt, which, again, not a big deal. $20 is $20. I spent more on clothes before. So we ordered 9 shirts, right? One for me, 2 for Goblin. I'll edit that. I'll fix it.
I mean, it's fine. It's like, at this point, people on Twitch, people on YouTube, they know who I am. Like, yeah, I appreciate, like, still edit it, but it's like, when
I love it when I accidentally dox you.
Right. When I play Fortnite with Mark's kids, they call me by my name. So
Yeah.
It's either my actual name or it's daddy's friend. It's never my gamer tag. It's like yeah.
Yeah, so we got 9 shirts. CJ got one, Jake got one, my dad wanted one, Goblin's mom wanted one, Mark wanted one. So like we put in an order and we were told like, hey, we need to order at least 24 shirts in order for us to place an order. Out of the 24, I don't even know if they got more than 24. We had 9 shirts at $20 a piece. It's $180.
So let me just say this as well. They originally, to including the order that was just placed, have sold $840 worth of shirts to support this team.
No, I think that's total. I think it's $840 total in shirts after this occurred.
Yeah.
And so what really bothers me is we've already shelled out a lot of money, and I'm very confused as to where our $260 went. If not to our team, because now our team's treasurer has every 3 to 4 weeks said, hey,
not even that, it's like once a week.
We don't want to ask for money, but we need money. So he sent a message today and he was like, update on where we're financially. We're still short $864. And to date, we've had 9 families contribute $670, and some of the coaches reimbursed for their gear. And it's like, I get it. You bought the boys their t-shirts. You bought the coaches their shirts and their hats. You bought the kids socks. You bought the kids a really nice, water, half-gallon water jug, all of the stickers for their helmets and stuff. Like, I get it. It's money. But my question is, where the fuck did my $220 go? If it didn't go to the team for expenses, what the fuck?
So, in my opinion, and chat, let me know, and y'all as well, but in my opinion, because every coach on the team has a kid that plays on the team. Mm-hmm. All of them. And in my opinion, you're a parent, okay, you're a coach. Cool. You've been coaching for a while for the same team, which means, granted, okay, you might need a shirt, but buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Like, it's a shirt.
It's $20. And then
even if it's a polo, you're talking 25 to 35. I mean, come on, guys. It's not that big of a deal.
To go further down into it.
Hold on. I'm not, and I understand, but my point is, and I understand because the treasurer also does photos for the team, but it's like, I'm taking high-end photos as well as editing, as well as promoting the team all over social media on all of my photography accounts. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not asking any parents to pay me for high-end photos of their kids. I haven't asked once. I was asked by Ducky if I minded taking pictures at games and every now and then at practice. And to me, it was okay. It's a learning curve. It's something different. It's learning to photograph sports because I haven't done that. I started on cars. I've done a few models, but realistically, like, anybody that knows anything about sports photography, those guys make a lot of money. There's not there's not people that are out there, like, even for the team that had been playing for 5 or 6 years together, they didn't have a photographer out there taking pictures of their kids. We had 2.
Yeah.
One of which spent 3 hours editing photos for the parents. And granted, the other one, like, his photos are good and they're natural photos, which is fine. But it's like, yo, come on, man. Like, I'm not at, like, I understand, and I almost replied because I also don't know. I almost don't know if you noticed, but every time he does that, that message never gets any likes.
No.
Ever.
What happened? What?
So for the football team, there's a group me message with all the parents, and most messages will get like a like here or a like there. Like my photos usually get 5 or 6 of the parents will like it, and then at practice or at the games they'll be like, "Yo, these are so dope." And even like I had a parent that follows me on Instagram literally message me and was like, "Hey, do you have photos of this specific player? Because I didn't take any photos of the game. My wife wasn't there and she's mad." And I was like, "Hold on, let me look." And I literally went in and found, and I don't know if you guys know, how hard it is to find a number in a group. And then not only that, if you're not specifically looking for a number, which is something I'm going to start working on, but like it was the first game.
Yeah. We're still trying to work out names to numbers, which is really entertaining. So, like, we know a handful of the kids with their numbers, but I was joking at the game. I was like, we just need to, like, make a list of all of our kids, and then next to their name, put their number. So that way, when we're sitting there watching them play, we know who the hell is who.
Well, not only that, but like my other issue is that I know, based on that, I've helped at practice, I've helped run certain things, and I've helped, teach in some ways of giving tips and stuff because I played football as well, and I played DN, so I know certain things that'll help them. But we're 12 practices in, 2 scrimmages, and a full game. And to tell you that Dom doesn't know, until today when we told him, he didn't know what position he was.
Yeah, I think they were still trying to figure out who was going where for sure.
That's an issue. You made it all the way through the full game. You made it through the first game of the season, through preseason. And you got kids that don't know what position they are? And you wonder why there's confusion on the field?
Yeah.
Bro.
Why you made it through the first game without players having a playbook?
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but it's like, come on.
Speaking of playbooks, I swear that thing is like hieroglyphics.
It's hieroglyphics if you never played Madden in your life. or never actually played football, which, like, I understand. You don't understand. But it's like, I look at it and I know exactly what's going on the play. But it's like, you look at it, you're like, why are there X's?
No, it wasn't even why are there X's. Let me just say how annoyed I was when you called me and you're like mansplaining it to me. I'm not stupid. Okay, like, I get it. The X's are the players. But I didn't know what position he was. And then when you were like, well, because I knew the position because CJ told me, he's like, he's a defensive end. And I'm like, there's no DE on here. There's only a DE on these two plays.
So
the 19 other plays, there was no DE. There was a TE.
So chat for background. We're talking about 4th grade football. They run 2, and even that is surprising because they're always in the same. I'm pretty sure they don't know what man-to-man is. I don't think they know what zone is. I think their goal is get past the line and get to the quarterback.
Pretty much.
Or get to the ball. I think that's their main goal, which is fine. But there are 2 defensive plays, which I have yet to see a defensive play be run at all at practice. But like she said, there's 2 plays with the defense with DE, and she's like, I only see 2, so he only gets to know 2 of the plays. I'm like, no, he needs to know all the plays, because if some kid gets hurt, guess what? He's going in.
Yeah, and like he's kind of come around to the fact of football. Like he still is a little apprehensive about it, but I think he's starting to get that itch. And I felt so bad after their first game. Like I felt bad after their first and second scrimmage because they got their second scrimmage. Keep in mind, their second scrimmage, they played against freshmen, which that's third graders.
Yeah,
third graders, and they lost.
They got slaughtered.
2 third graders. Now, I don't know about y'all. I don't know what in the hell is in this Texas water. But they're not joking when they say things are bigger in Texas. Because these kids are fucking massive.
So Chad, I'll tell you this. And Blitz, you can kind of understand this. There are 2 kids on the team. 2. That are the size you would expect a lineman to be. Mm-hmm. Every single other kid on the team is basically a wide receiver. If that makes any sense. Size wise. If anybody's think okay, look,
we have
to put this into perspective for people that don't watch football, maybe watch basketball. Let's just keep one team, Golden State, right? You got Draymond Green, and then you got Steph Curry.
Facts.
Or even older, for people a little older, you got Shaquille O'Neal, and you got Kobe Bryant.
I'm not kidding. I was telling a girl that I work with today, I was like, we have 2 boys. One who is very tall and stocky, and one who is short and stocky. The rest of our team are tall and skinny or short and skinny. That's it. There's no medium. There's none. That is what they are. They are either tall and husky, tall and skinny, or we have one short and husky and short and skinny. Like, I always thought Dom was tall. Like, because, I spend the most time with him. He comes up, chest height on me.
Well, I mean, you've also, to him, you still see him as the tiny little baby.
Yeah.
So,
well, no,
like
I see him and he's massive. Like, I know he's tall, but he's got like 3 or 4 kids on his team that are taller than him.
Ducky's 5'8". She's not short.
I'm 5'8". I'm not short. Yeah, he's like 5 feet. He's almost as tall as, Goblin's stepmom.
He's not 5 feet. She's only 4.
Well,
she's 4'9".
I guess he's 4'6" because of the pool.
Yeah, he's probably 4'6", 4'7", maybe. He's close.
Yeah. So I mean, he's tall, and I'm used to him being tall, but I'm used to him being the tallest.
But I can tell you,
when we got there, he's not the tallest anymore.
No, but and I understand that, and that's true, and it's not necessarily Texas. It also is who he hung out with.
Yeah.
And generally, soccer players
are shorter. Yeah.
Are not big, massive dudes. They're either short and skinny, or they're maybe a little lanky, but not.
Yeah.
Not anything crazy.
It was just funny because even at the first game, like that team honed into our weaknesses. They always went to our weak side, and they always gave the ball to the tall, beefy boy who 3 of our boys couldn't bring him down. They could not bring him down because he was beefy and he was quick. And it is what it is. They didn't know what to do. And then poor Dominic, he tried his hardest. And at one point they did a kick return, and the ball went just to the ground, and he was the closest. He turned around, picked it up, took 2 steps, and got tackled by 2 boys. And I mean tackled hard. And at first we thought he was faking it because he was laying on the ground, because that's always what he does. Like when he gets a tackle or he feels like, you know, it's hopeless, he gives up. And so he was laying on the ground, and the coach went running out there, and he was holding his elbow, like he always does, holding his arm, limp arm, and got off the field. And both Goblin and I were pissed. Because when I tell you he has done that every practice and both scrimmages, when he feels like he just can't do it anymore, he feels defeated, he gives up. Instead of letting it fuel his hate fire, he gives up.
His hate fire.
And so we were sitting there, and Goblin was like, I'm going to rip him a new one. And Goblin's mom was like, no, you're not. You're going to let the coaches do that. You're going to give him love, and you're going to tell him he did great. And so then at halftime, Goblin went over and talked to him.
So, okay, hold up. Just backstory on why I was going to rip him a new one. Because when he was walking off the field, he was not holding his elbow. He was holding closer to his wrist, and we bought him gloves. And he complained to me before the game started that he did not want to wear both gloves because he's weird and he doesn't want his hand to be hot. And I told him, I said, I don't want to see you. I was like, I don't want to see you complain about about your hand hurting. And when he was walking away, his hand was limp wristing and bouncing around. And I was like, he better not. And then the whole time he was on the sideline, I'm watching from across the field, and he's sitting on the bench, and he wasn't holding up by his elbow where it hurt. He was holding down by his hand. So I literally thought it was his hand. And I was like, if he is complaining about that hand, I'm going to go over there and put him back in the game and be like, get over it, suck it up. But at halftime, I walked up to him and I checked him out, and he told me what happened. And I saw it happen, but I was like,
at the angle that we were at, at the angle we were at, you couldn't see that where on his arm he got hit, but he got trucked.
Yeah,
his elbow was swollen, and he still has a massive bruise on his bicep.
I mean, he's gonna be bruised. It's football.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but you could tell it was painful.
But yeah, so what happened that he got hit, a kickoff return went over, and this is another issue that I have, is on kickoff returns they space out 5 yards apart. So the farthest back that a player is 15 yards. Technically it's 25 because there's a 10-yard gap, but it's like space out a little bit more than that. But I also understand because it's the hard line so the kids can find it, this and that. But it's like, push those far two kids back farther. Especially because at this point in the game, the other team had already kicked it over the entire kickoff return team twice. And so at this point, they kicked it and it went over and it landed near Dominic, and he turned around and picked up the ball. And by the time he picked up the ball, nobody in front of him blocked anybody. Nope. Not a single block. So he took 3 players, tackled him, and 2 of their helmets went directly into his arm. One hit him in the elbow, the other one hit him in the forearm. And it's fine, you're going to get hit. And he also fumbled the ball. But when you get hit like that, and there's nothing you can do about you've done 0 practice to practice taking that kind of a hit. And you're not really taught, they haven't really spent any time on, because they focus so much on teaching every kid how to block. It's like, maybe teach the people on kickoff return, hey, you might get the ball. Maybe, how do you hold on to it?
It's like, what was it, when the Bears were in the Super Bowl what was his name? Urlacher. He's a blocker, right? He was a defender. He took the ball and ran it all the way for a touchdown.
I mean, but
Like-
it's Brian Urlacher. Like,
I know, but again, he's a bigger dude
he's also in the Hall of
who
Fame.
wasn't. Yes, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Like,
Yes, I
just
understand.
because you're not a running back doesn't mean you may not end up with the ball at some point.
Right.
I like to laugh at that one because I remember because he was my favorite player. Hashtag from Chicago. But
Right.
anyway, he was my favorite player. And I loved the fact that after that they showed him on the sideline with an oxygen mask on.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was some fun, huh, bud?
Well, nothing like a 26-minute intro, but hey, guys, if you're new here, if you haven't been with us before, this is the Undead Family Podcast. You got Ducky, you got Blitz, and you got myself. Me, myself, and I. The Gobs. Also, Ducky, thank you for subscribing on Twitch. Anybody in the chat, y'all are also welcome to subscribe on Twitch.
I've already subscribed my Prime because I'm broke.
It reset.
I already resub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Blitz is on it. On it.
Okay. Mine doesn't expire until the 10th, so I'll resubscribe then.
Oh, it literally just said you subscribed.
I did. But
Oh,
okay.
because it just went from 2 to 3, and I pull up my overlay, and it said you were the most recent subscriber. But okay. Anyways, but we appreciate you guys hanging out. Also, this podcast is sponsored by Factor. Sort of, because I'm sponsored by Factor and I'm doing the podcast. So, if you want to save $130 off across 6 boxes, we will post the link in the YouTube video as well as
In the show notes.
in the show notes on Spotify and all that. And it will also have the code in case you don't have the link. You can literally go to Factor's website. It is for meal prep. I have mine coming. Mine's coming. Yep, both of ours are coming. It's very exciting. I got keto. I'm gonna try
I did
that
not.
because I wanna be a little healthier. I want to get back in shape, get back in the gym, and look good for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Down, salmon.
Yeah, I've missed Salmon. Hasn't been in my streams in a while. Salmon missed my Fortnite dubs. Just saying. Yeah, if you guys
Yeah.
don't know, I have betrayed everything I believe in and started playing Fortnite. And honestly, I've been having fun. It's been a lot of fun because it's fun to play games with your friends and their kids.
It cracks me up so much when Dom
They
is sitting there
get
watching you.
so mad.
I'm jealous that you actually have free time.
No, listen. I was not streaming, and I regret that I was not at the very least recording, because earlier I was playing with Mark and his 2 kids, and one of them, the younger one, we would be like, all of us had over 1,500 damage, but like we all had like maybe 4 kills or 3 kills. 2, I think I had 6 and Mark had like 10, but this kid had 20 kills. 20. Because we were downing people and he was sliding in, or he would grapple. He would use the grapple thing to like slide to fly in, and he would just shotgun them. And he was stealing everybody's kills. And then at the end of the game, when we got the dub, he was like, "I'm a sweat, y'all. I'm a sweat." Yo, hearing a squeaker yell, "I'm a sweat," had me dying. And then his older brother was like, "You stealing kills?" And he's like, "Why y'all hating? Why y'all hating on me?" Oh my God, I was dying laughing. It was so funny. And he is going to love the fact that I'm talking about him on the podcast. And I will say they're trash at zero build. Just saying.
Bro,
yeah.
literally, zero build is so fucking easy.
Dude, it's my one hatred from the very beginning of Fortnite was building.
Was the building. You know?
That was the one thing that I hated. And when they
That's the only thing
released
I hate about Fortnite.
when they released zero build, I was like hesitant, and then I was like, literally one day I played with Salmon. I was bored on stream and couldn't figure out what I wanted to play, and was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna check out Fortnite. I haven't been on in forever. Decided to play. Me and Salmon got on there. I was still learning. I have gotten better. For any of y'all that have caught the streams where we've gotten dubs, me and Dom got a couple dubs.
Before you got an Xbox taken away.
Yes, before I ripped his Xbox out of the wall.
Why?
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on this podcast like that. Let's just say he threw a nuclear bomb style temper tantrum.
For no reason. Literally. Not a single reason. He literally wanted something, and I told him, I was like, you have money, you have to ask your dad because he's the one who has your money. If he sends it to me, I'll buy what you want. He calls his dad and decides that he wants to have this massive attitude and like be super sassy. And say he literally was on the phone with his dad and was like, you guys don't love me.
His dad answered the phone and he was screaming at us that we hated him.
Yes.
Yeah, literally. And then at one point, unfortunately, I don't remember what he said that I snapped on, but he said something to his dad that even his dad was like, who are you talking to? And I was like, I was done. And I took it for a while. And I can take him talking to me like that because I trash talk on Twitch all the time. I trash talk on Xbox all the time. Like, you're not gonna out trash talk me, 9-year-old. Like whatever you think. Like, I will say things that will make you really uncomfortable. But it was just the way he was, and he said something to Ducky and his dad, and I was just like, and I made him do leg lifts. And if any of you haven't done it, and Blitz, I know you have, because you probably do it in baseball, you lay flat on your back, your legs are straight out in front of you, your arms are at your side, and you lift your feet 6 inches. And you hold it there.
It's real fun.
And when I tell you, the tears were real instantly. And the truth of the matter is,
I realized he fucked up.
Truth. So I've put him. My normal go-to is I put him in push-up position, and just make him hold it. And I don't even make it difficult because I have him put his feet because I'm used to when I was a kid, I was in push-up position for minutes. Like minutes. And if my knees touched the ground, that timer started over. I think the longest I was ever constantly in push-up position was about 10 minutes. And let me tell you, you start fidgeting. And that's what I've tried to explain to him is you're going to eventually, you keep fucking around like this, you're going to eventually get to the point where you're going to be able to hold it for a long time, because that's what happened to me. It's what happened to my brother. We got used to where we could just sit there.
I will never have the core strength for that.
But I can say, and I was talking to Mark about it, and we were laughing. And the truth is, kids these days, the easiest way to just ruin their entire week is just take electronics away. And I got tired of doing it for a while because
that helped me.
I mean, the reason I got tired of doing it is because he wasn't learning. And then he also figured out that, I don't have my electronics. I'm going to torture the two of you and be as annoying as humanly possible to just be a pain in the ass. And so it kind of like, I got worn down. I was like, you're not learning, whatever. I'll figure other ways out. Like, let me tell you, what did I have? What did he see that I had? I had some game. Or he found out that I had a game or something. He's like, well, that's not fair. You got to get that. I was like, I have money. Or it was the Patrick
Mahomes.
The Patrick Mahomes skin on Fortnite. He was mad that I bought it. I'm like, I bought it with my own money, dude. Like, I work a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm working right now. But it's like, you know, I do a lot. And also, like, I buy skins for him on Fortnite. For Christmas, I bought him $100 worth of Fortnite points. And he throws in my face that when Destiny 2 got the update, I used an Xbox card that technically was his, but at the time he didn't have an Xbox because he was being bad. And I used that gift card because I had cash, but I didn't have funds to be able to get the update to be able to play with Actually Blitz. And so I used that to get that. And then when he I got it on my PC too, by the way. Free in the Epic Game Store. But anyways, so I ended up, when he got his Xbox back, I bought him a game. I bought a game for him to pay back for that. And this is 6 months ago, and he's bringing this up like a female likes to do, bringing up stuff from the past. If you don't know the reference that I'm making, go listen to the last podcast. It was quite funny.
You know what?
Dig the hole again. Anyways.
You can dig the hole all you want. I will die on that pedestal and no fuck given. Not a single one. And I'm going to leave it at that because I'm going to be the bigger person.
Okay. But anyways, it's one of those things where it's like, he doesn't understand that the only reason he has Xbox Live is because I game share with him. The only reason he has every single Call of Duty ever made is because I game share with him. Halo, all of them, all the Halos he has because I game share. I'm trying to think what else. And he was like,
you know what really fuck him up, Gobbler?
Hey,
just take that shit. Just change it. Just stop game sharing.
Bro, the amount that I want.
One night when he starts fucking up, don't say anything. Y'all just don't say anything.
Dude,
the next morning, just wake up.
So I can tell you, I almost did. I was very close because there was one night where he decided he was going to be a smartass, and he looked me in my face and was like, "You don't even love me." And I was like,
"You're
what?"
right.
I was like, "What?" I was like, "What did you say?" And I don't think Michelle heard it.
I heard it.
But I was like, I literally was like, and it's sad to say that, and that's not sad to say, but it broke me a little because I was like, do you understand? I moved you across the country because I love you.
Exactly. That's why I didn't say anything, because I wanted you to tell him.
Like,
because I can tell him whatever and it doesn't matter.
And it's one of those things where it's like, and kids, they don't get it. So I tried not to get upset about it. But that night I was sitting there and I was like, I could literally ruin his world. And I explained that to him the other night because he was like, well, I don't even, he said something about like, I don't even play your games or something. He's like, I just play Fortnite. And I was like, yeah, but you don't have Xbox Live. He's like, well, why can't I get my own Xbox Live? I'm like, feel free, pay for your own Xbox Live. Like, I do. I pay for both of ours.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it's one of those things where kids, they just don't get it, you know. I know you know, Blitz, because you don't get anything.
Huh? What? Sorry.
But you know what you should get? You should get Factor. You should sign up.
I knew it.
Click the link. It's in chat.
Coming. I heard the plug, and I was just
Hey, the plug. I saw the moment.
Shameless bastard.
Shameless. Shameless.
That's okay. I shamelessly plug shit all the time. I literally I told Ray and Bailey about it, and I was like, Bailey, I don't think you're gonna be able to order because you're in Japan. But Ray, you can order. And I was like, it's really not that expensive. Like, and I showed her like what I paid. She's like, oh, that's not that bad. And she's like, to be honest, I'm getting really sick and tired of my everyday meal prep. I'll check it out and see what's up. I was like, it looks so good. I'm so excited. I cannot wait, because that just means less cooking I have to do, because then I just have to cook us dinner, because Dominic eats lunch and breakfast at school. Goblin and I don't eat breakfast, or we get breakfast at work. We'll have that for lunch, and then I'll just come home and cook dinner, and it'll be fabulous.
Hey, well, somebody subscribed because I'm at 3 right now.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Got 9 more to go. Yeah, well, the goal is for 12. The goal is to get 12 subscriptions over to Factor. But we'll see how it goes. We are going to be streaming for Factor tomorrow on Fortnite, and I might run some zombies. I haven't ran zombies in a long time, and honestly, I kind of miss it.
Look, I'm just gonna say this: both of you gonna need to pencil in some time. Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. We are freaking fracking recording Lake Lanier. I don't give a shit. We're fucking doing it because I want to do it. I did all of that research. I wrote a nice little paper. We're fucking doing it.
For what?
Lake Lanier.
The Lake Lanier podcast. It's a history kind of. It's like a murder mystery.
It's not really murder mystery.
Not a murder mystery. That's not the way to describe it. It's an area where a lot of weird shit happened and a lot of fucked up shit happened. Like some and honestly, for anybody that has been listening to the podcast and we have heard us mention this episode that we still have yet to record, the reason that I've been kind of avoiding it is the part of the episode that I am going to read.
Because I refuse to.
I don't want to. Like, I'm being 100% honest. I don't want to read it, and the reason for that is because a lot of racist shit happened, and it makes me really angry. As well as, and I understand it's history, you know, like you talk about history, but it's not super detailed, but I can tell you
it's unedited.
It's unedited.
I did not hold back any of the punches.
Yeah, and I'm going to do my best to be my normal, charming, cracking inappropriate jokes to lift the uncomfortableness of it. But
it is a small part of that is really heavy and really deep. And like you said, it is history, and, you know, I don't know what happened. It is history, and we all know, most of us know, down in the South during, you know, early U.S. time was not a super great place for anyone who wasn't white. And I'll say it just like that, because that is historically factual. Didn't matter if you were Native American, if you were Asian, Hispanic, or if you were African American. Didn't matter. You weren't white, you didn't matter. And that's just historically what happened.
Like, I mean, I can tell you, and I'm not somebody that supports woke culture at all. At all. Like, it bothers me very much. And a lot of the people that are like, oh, racism is overly prevalent today.
No,
it's not. Not like it was then.
not even close.
But the truth of the matter is that there are some people that do act like that. But is it overly prevalent? No. But
there's still sundown towns, but I mean, not nearly as much as.
But have I personally had to tell a family member to shut the fuck up? Yes. Absolutely. And I would do it again. Because and for instance, I was told at one point by a family member, and this was 15 years ago. No, not that long ago. Maybe 12 years ago or so, give or take. But I was dating a black girl. And we were talking to my aunt about it. But she didn't know that she was a black girl. And she basically said to my face, well, she better not be black. And I was like, the fuck are you talking about? And I remember I said it almost just like that, right to her face and right in front of my mom. And even my mom was like normally my mom at that time would have freaked out if I dropped an F-bomb right in front of her. And I'm like, and it was, no, like that was the right circumstance as a kid to be like, what is, okay, you can be old and dumb,
but you're not gonna be old and ignorant.
Right. Like, I'm gonna teach you right now that this is not okay.
We literally just did that with my dad.
Yeah. Facts.
It's not just, one race versus the other race. Everybody is like that. Everybody. What do you think you are?
Everyone
has racist tendencies.
However,
not everyone will outright put it out there. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'll tell you this, and this is not me as a straight white male complaining and whining. I'm not a cis white male. I'm not a sissy. What's wrong with you?
Oh my God.
Listen, but I know. That's why I was trying to make a joke. But when I tell you, and this is, like I said, it's not me complaining about it, but it's just the truth. It's a fact. I, as a straight white male, have had racist things said to my face from many different races. Mm-hmm. I've had parents say, don't hang out with him. Like, for people, like, everybody thinks of racism is only important when it's against black people. That's not true. Racism is wrong, period. Regardless of who it is. And despite what anybody thinks, there's a difference between, because I'm trying to think of how to word this, because I feel like prejudice isn't the right word that I'm trying to use, because that's not right either. But everybody has preconceived notions.
Exactly.
And it's not good or bad. It's just based on of how you were raised, based off of your life experiences. It's just what it is. Like, I can tell you that I've had conversations with lots of different people, lots of different races, and there are parts of town that none of us will go to without a gun. I can tell you that a few of us were invited to a certain person's birthday party, and I know a couple of people that went, and when they got there, they were all glad that they had a gun on them, just based off of the people that showed up. And it's not based off of race, it was based off of the character of the person that showed up. The energy of the people that were there. And considering that there were, I believe, fights that broke out at that party. I've been at parties, I've been at car meets where fights have broken out.
Give me some sage up in that bitch.
I've been in my car at a car meet and been swarmed by 50 people, angry that I won't do donuts in my car. And had high school kids trying to act tough and telling me, well, get out of your car. I'll do donuts in your car. I'm not getting out of my car. Why don't you back the fuck up? Like, I'm not getting out of my car for your own protection. Because if you think you're going to get in my driver's seat, you're crazy. And then, I mean, it's just reality. People don't think, especially now. It's one reason why I walked away from the car scene, is because stuff is out of control. The amount of videos that I see almost on a weekly basis of some young kid kicking the side of somebody's car, you do that to the wrong person, the wrong quote unquote OG of the car scene, you're going to be in the ER without a gun.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. It's respect. It's treat people the way you want to be treated.
That Gordon Rule shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is, it's so hard. Like, I hate it when, like, people like TikTok. Like I said, in the past, I watch a lot of TikTok because I got a lot of time on my hands at work sometimes. Which is not really great, but regardless, I do. And I'm on literally all of it. And it frustrates me when I see, some people raising their kids the way that they want to raise your kids. Raise your kids however you want to raise your kids. I'm not going to tell you need to do A, B, C, and D to have a perfect kid. Because guess what? I don't even fucking know what I got to do to have a good kid. I'm just trying to make sure he doesn't end up in jail. He don't kill nobody. He don't get nobody pregnant early. Like, I'm just trying to raise a stand-up kid. Like, right? Like, I'm sure everyone else is. And I'm trying to give him his own accountability and make sure he does what he needs to do so that way, he is prepared to go into life as an adult on his own. I cannot tell you how many times when I was in college, kids were complaining because they didn't know how to feed themselves. I don't know what I'm going to eat next week because we have a day off and I always get lunch here. But like, bro, what am I going to eat when I get home? It's like, you don't know how to cook? No, my mom always cooked everything for me. And I'm like, that's great. Like, I cook dinner for, Goblin and Dom. But I also pull Dom in sometimes. I'm like, hey, help me do this. Let me show you how to do this. This is how you do that. Because I want him to have life skills going in the future. But like, I saw a TikTok where this little girl was at a store with her mom, and this girl was probably like 4 or 5 maybe, and she saw like an aunt or something that the family didn't really hang out with, but it was still family, and they were at the store, and the aunt was complaining to the mom because the little girl didn't want to give her a hug. And it's like, what do you mean? And the aunt's whole thing was, well, I'm her aunt, she should hug me regardless. It's like, no, if I don't want to hug you, I'm not gonna hug you. Like, you're your own person. If I don't want you to hug me, you ain't hugging me. Why is there this stigma on kids? Because you're a kid, you have to hug and kiss your family. like that's a big thing in Hispanic culture, like a real big thing. And like I never noticed it as an issue until I stepped away from my family and realize that that's kind of a shitty thing to make your kids do, because the amount of times that I had to go like hug, and when I say kiss, I don't mean like smoochy on the lips. It's like a cheek thing, like a French thing, right? I would always have to do that with my godfather. For a long time I was terrified of that man, because he's the typical angry Hispanic man who would always, tell me I could do better with my life. And so for a long time, like, I always hated having to do that. And so when I told Dominic, you can, hug if you want, high five if you don't, just give them some sort of acknowledgement that, hey, I've seen you, hi, how are you? That pissed off my dad.
Just give a wave.
Yeah, like, do what you want to do. If you don't want to touch somebody, that's fine. It's your choice. It's your body. Which is why a lot of times I'll be like, can I give you a hug? Can I have a high five? Like, I'll ask him. And, like, it's crazy that some people feel the need to be like, oh, well, that's my niece. I should be able to do whatever I want. No, you shouldn't.
Well, I mean, it's the same reason why, like, when we were at my brother's wedding, like, I had cousins come up to me and give me a hug, but I didn't go up to them looking for a hug. Like,
exactly. Like, it's one thing like that, but like, it was very forced with my dad. You have to shake their hand. You have to do this. You have to do that. Like, it's a really big thing in Hispanic families that when you walk into a house, you literally say hi to everybody. You say hi, you shake hands, you give kisses. Like, that is what you do. And if you don't do that, it's disrespectful. It's one of the main reasons my dad had an issue with Jake, was because Jake wasn't raised that way. It's not a thing that is taught in a lot of other cultures. But like, he would just come in and be like, hey, what's up? And that was it. And my dad's like, that's disrespectful. And I'm like, how? So like, I had to tell Jake, I'm like, I know this is gonna be super weird, but like, when you come in, you have to be like, hey, what's up? And like, actually have a small conversation with him, because otherwise he's gonna be a little butthurt about it. Same thing when we get off the phone with anybody in my family. It's 45 goodbyes before we actually hang up.
Shit, I hang up on you.
I know. I'll be in the middle of a sentence and he's like, bye.
Mom, I know you're listening to this. I want you to know, that's exactly like you. 55 goodbyes. no less, not a single less. I was talking to her earlier, and I'm like, all right, Mom, I have to relax a little bit before work tomorrow and take a shower and everything. And she's like, all right, bye. All right, bye. All right, bye. All right, bye. Bye. Like,
literally, Goblin has gotten me out of the habit of having really long goodbyes. They're like, all right, I'll talk to you later. Love you, bye. And I'm like, love you, bye. Click. And that's it. Because before, several other ways to say goodbye before we actually hung up.
Well, I mean, sometimes it was also just like we'd say bye, and then something else would pop in one of our heads, and we'd start a whole ass conversation. Like that literally sometimes is my mom, where I'm like, would you stop talking? Like sometimes that's how it is with my dad, where it's like we'll sit there and have like an awkward silence. I'll be like, all right, I gotta go, and he'll be like, yeah, so how's this going? I'm like, oh yeah, that's going good. Like,
your conversations with your dad cracked me up.
It's a love-hate relationship.
It's so awkwardly adorable. Like that's what I got for it.
It's always awkward. It is.
But it's cute. It's cute, but it's so awkward.
Like,
and it's so funny because like they're always either super short or they're like medium,
and that's it.
and that's it. There's no in between. There's no nothing else. But like the other day when you talked to your stepmom, that was like a normal conversation, which was hilarious to me.
Other than the part where my brother was being a complete dork.
Yeah. Your brother.
My brother, I was on FaceTime with my stepmom trying to promote Factor, as I'm doing currently. Blitz, I'll tell you off stream why I'm promoting it so much, and you'll understand why. But anyways, y'all should click on the link in chat. Just saying. Anyway, so my brother was talking mad shit about how, because he watches my YouTube videos, because he's also a YouTuber. You should go subscribe. It is Cactus with a Z. I think it used to be Cactus Lord, but I think he changed it to just Cactus. Pretty good. He's a Minecraft YouTuber. He does some other stuff as well. I think he has some Fortnite stuff. But he's been talking the most trash because, like Dominic, he's a builder. I'm not. I play zero build. And he thinks building is the way. It is the way. For any of you that love that old meme. The way. With the African... Is that his channel? What?
Is that his channel?
His channel? Cactus? Oh, did you put it in Jen? That means I can't look at it.
I don't think he has
666 subscriber.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay. 74 videos.
Probably.
Oh,
The logo's a cactus?
Yep. Well,
No.
it's
I don't think that's a cactus.
That,
I make gaming videos and try to make people laugh. Hopefully, I'm not a menace. Sub, please.
Hey, no, get your dad on the podcast. We gotta talk.
no.
Yep. Come on, we're talking. We're talking about Karen. I want to talk about Karen, Dad. Dad, I want to talk about Karen.
Dad, we all want to talk about Karen because Karen.
Chat. Her name is literally Karen. I'm not.
It literally is. Karen,
I'm not calling her Karen. She is the definition of Karen.
Hey, if y'all want to go subscribe to his brother, it's gonna be posted in Push Chat.
Yeah, you should. You should go subscribe to him. He's pretty funny. He makes some good shorts. Yeah, he had a YouTube short that got 500,000 views overnight, and he went from like 30 subscribers to like 500 overnight, and I'm very jealous. And he refuses to promote me at all on his YouTube, but that's fine.
And his shorts.
Because your big brother who used to beat the crap out of him.
That's not true. I never beat the crap out of him. I beat the piss out of him. There's no evidence that he ever crapped himself. But no, he really is. He is funny. He has grown into his sense of humor, and he cracks me up. He literally was on the phone. I was on the phone with my stepmom and talking to both of them, and he was face to the screen asking me why I was so scared to 1v1 him. And he's like, look at him. He's trembling. I was like, bro, what is with you? And he just kept breathing through his nose really heavy through the mic. And it was like, what are you doing? He's funny. He's a little troll. Unfortunately, I had a full squad earlier. Otherwise, me and him are going to 1v1. But I will hopefully get that recorded. And hopefully I don't do as badly as I expect I'm going to. Because he's been playing Fortnite since it was released. And he's very good. So, but anyways, if y'all want to go subscribe to him, you should. And drop a comment in his videos. Tell him Goblin sent you.
Right.
Because I know he's not watching. But he should. And he should explain to his parents how to use their Prime subs. As well as you should all explain to your parents how to use their Prime subs. Because it costs them nothing. They don't have to watch. But hey, they can see what you're watching.
Well, it might not always be good.
his shit's actually not that bad.
No, he's good. I'm telling you, he's no joke. He's no joke, especially his Minecraft. His Minecraft shorts are on point. Like he
fucking
did
Fortnite, but it's random. It's like it's not like top tier fucking editing, but like that's some good ass editing.
We also, you know what? I have a bone to pick with him still. He literally was like, your video edits are trash. I was like, I am personally offended.
well,
Because I'm the one who edits his videos.
well, because also, like I try for the most part, I try not to cut a whole lot out because I could cut out a lot more fluff, and I'm working on getting better at that. But like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like I do a lot. I don't have an editor. Granted, neither does he, but he also doesn't have a job. Actually, before you go, Blitz, because I want to tell this story on this podcast because it happened today and it was amazing. Because I was about to rip this dude a new one. So,
Are you talking about how you work with a crackhead?
yes,
On with his damn story.
let's call him the cokehead. I don't know this for sure because I've never actually seen him take a bump. But I have been around a few cokeheads in my day, and I know the signs. And let me tell you, this dude is at least twice my age, has been basically working 14, 15 hours a day. No, not even. He's been working 12s. But he acts like it's 14, 15 hours a day. Has more fuck-ups than anybody else in the department. And today, he's in decon and decides 10 minutes in that somehow he's gonna flood decon. So and keep in mind, yesterday we had an issue where a pipe was messed up because of how he is.
Hold on.
So basically he didn't actually flood it. Like there was water all over the floor though. That's what I'm telling you. Like,
yeah, how the fuck do you manage that?
Basically, imagine doing the dishes, right? You're doing the dishes. You're scrubbing out a bowl. There's water in the bowl. Instead of dumping it out and making sure most of the water is out in the sink, as you're going from the sink to the dishwasher, you turn the bowl sideways and just let it drain across your kitchen floor.
Fuck, do you manage that?
That's what he does. That's what he does. I've watched him do it multiple times. I'm like, bro, slow down. So today and keep in mind, we use harsh chemicals because we deal with blood and stuff. So you don't really want to get the stuff on your skin. You definitely don't want to get it on your clothes and have it soaking wet on your skin. So he had a little bit of like a rash building up apparently. And when the coordinator was explaining during huddle why not to do this and telling him, hey, you need to wear your PPE because you wouldn't have this issue if you had been doing the thing you should be doing. He decided that it was a good idea to try to throw me under the bus. And in doing so, he said that, yesterday he was back there and he points at me and gets closer to me and points at me and goes, he was back there half naked yesterday. And I was like, the fuck did you just say? I was like, what are you fucking talking about? And he's like, yeah, he was back there basically with nothing but an apron and a G-string on. Bro.
What?
Duck. You know Mark. I've never seen Mark laugh so fucking hard in my life. He was literally crying. He could not look at me. And so, you know me, I had to troll a little bit. And Al, and so I'll tell you this, the coordinator's looking at me and he's just like, let it go. He has this look on his face like don't, please don't, just please don't. And so I just kind of just like shake my head, just kind of put my hand in my head. I'm just gonna let this go. I'm not gonna tear this dude apart in front of the entire department, because I was going to. I was so close.
I'm so proud of your growth.
And literally, I'm not joking. It made everybody uncomfortable. And of course, that mental image was printed pretty heavily in everybody's mind.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing you in a G-string, but that's just me.
What the fuck? No.
I'm just gonna make this point.
Chat, effing chat.
That it's not because of Becky's remarks, but I will be going to bed.
Because he's got to go to bed.
We're hold on. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with it. Bro, just the fuck over it. You watch anime until 5 in the morning and go to school. Don't. You used to. Don't play with me. You can last 10 more minutes. Just let me finish the story. It's almost over, and then we got to do. Yes, you. I promise. Just let me get through it. So then we're still in the meeting, and it gets brought up that somebody has complained that some comments have been made, and they feel like they're being made about them, but no names are being said. And we're all like, a bunch of us that know exactly what is being talked about is being talked about, because this person threatened to go to HR because somebody made a cokehead joke the other day. And you know, when if somebody makes a cokehead joke about you and it's funny, but there's 0% chance that that's remotely true,
You wouldn't be mad about it.
like, why would you go to HR and be like, they called me a cokehead? So? What the fuck? What? Why are you mad? And also, keep in mind, talks the most shit. I'm telling you, he was getting corrected by a coordinator and decided to throw me under the bus to cover his own ass. This dude wears Ziploc bags, fucking like the quart-sized Ziploc bags, with his feet in them, inside his shoes, instead of wearing the correct boots, like shoe covers that go up half of your calf. Like, I'm telling you, Ziploc bags, man. He's trying to keep his coke dry. Listen, but when I tell you, it's so we're being talked about this, right? And I just butted in and was like, hold on. So if somebody makes a comment, about somebody being in an apron wearing nothing but a G-string, would that be something that you could go to HR about? Because and I was sitting there and I was just like, because I feel real uncomfortable right now.
You petty bitch.
Oh, so petty. And when I tell you, could have roasted, and literally my my final response to him was just you know, if decon wasn't flooded, if there wasn't water all over the floor and all over everything, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. And he looked me in the face and said, "There's no water on the floor back there. What are you talking about? There's nothing back there." I got a picture. I have a picture on my phone right now of the sinks filled to the brim and the floor fucking covered in water. Literally after the meeting, me, the coordinator, the manager, I was walking out, but we were checking on the one of the machines is down and somebody was working on it. We were talking to him, and the coordinator just looks at me and goes, "I thought he said there wasn't any water on the floor." And I was like, "Oh, I have a picture. The sinks were filled to the very top." I was like, "Yo, this is ridiculous." But moral of the story is, nobody gives a fuck what a coke is. Yeah, never trust a crackhead. Listen, somehow HR fucked up, and when he was hired, and I know this because he bragged about it to everybody in the department and was showing everybody his fucking direct deposit. This dude was making $27 an hour.
What the fuck?
He was making double everybody in the department because they fucked up and coded him as a scrub tech. So for like the first 2 months he was there, he was not only working overtime, but was also making this ridiculous money. And where'd all that money go? Because he ain't got no money.
He definitely don't have the money now because I know that the hospital came back for that shit.
Apparently not. I was told they didn't.
That's not even remotely possible. They might not have gotten all of it because they can only reclaim so much. Or there was nothing left and they couldn't reclaim it and they can't not pay him.
Right. Which that's what I'm telling you. Like, shit gone.
On the side of that account, either depending on how much it was, that's a loss and probably needed a new financial institution, or is paying off that balance.
Yeah, I don't know.
From a
Financial standpoint, we've had accounts. There's an account at work that is in the negative thousands because of a similar situation like that. They got overpaid, spent all the money, and we had to return the money back. There are laws and regulations that financial institutions have to follow.
Yeah.
And if he's with a large financial institution, they probably took that loss, but he still probably doesn't have an account.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a handful of things you don't fuck with when it comes to financial shit because that'll get you in a whole lot of trouble.
And also for anybody concerned, the reason I can talk about this is, like I said, he walked around the entire department and told everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knew about it.
And it's not illegal to discuss what you think.
It is against technically.
No.
No. It's not illegal, but it is technically against policy to ever ask anybody.
It's not
asking.
No. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm able to talk about it, is because nobody asked. He just walked in and was like, "Yo, shit, I'm making bank in here." Literally, not bullshitting. First payday. He had been there a week. First payday. 1 week. I had overtime. My overtime check didn't even touch his normal 40-hour check.
Well, yeah, if it was $26,000 or $26 an hour.
Yeah, not even
That's a lot
close.
of money.
Wasn't even
lot of
close.
money.
Anyways, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. This has been another episode of the Undead Family Podcast. Remember, click the link in the description. Click the link in the show notes. Use the code Factor SE4880 to save $130 across 6 boxes. Factor for meal prep. Blitz is gonna order. We already ordered. We're gonna check it out. It's gonna be good. Not gonna happen. But anyways, we love you guys, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye bye.